Well, this week it is happening. We are listing our home that we have lived in for 18 years. We've raised our 4 children in. We're listing it on the market this Thursday. So over the past several weeks, we've been getting the home ready, lots of cleaning, lots of decluttering, just a lot of preparation going into moving. We've never actually sold a home before. This is our first home we ever purchased. Jessica and I have been married for 28 years. Prior to this home, we always rented. I was a youth pastor for 23 years, and sometimes we would work at a church, and they would provide a home, a parsonage for us, and so we didn't have a mortgage. And so this is the first time that we have bought a home and then sold a home. So we got a lot to figure out, but we're excited about the move. We're excited about what God's doing in our life, and we're excited about the plans that we have for Obsessed Home Theater. In this video, I just want to share with you kind of where we are in the process of the move, some plans that we've got, and just kind of bring you along my journey. One thing that I've made a challenge to myself is to invite you in more to my life. I just want to document that. I want to share our ups, our downs, our struggles, our concerns, because I realize some of the things that we go through in life, hopefully it'll provide inspiration, encouragement, maybe advice. Maybe you can learn from our mistakes along the way of just different things, whether it's in business, whether it's in, setting up a home theater. But we want to bring you along that entire process. And so I'm excited about what I'm going to share in this video. But first, I need to tell you about our channel sponsor, Arndal Sound. They've been a huge supporter of the channel over the past year, and so I'm grateful for them, and I'd love for you to check out their new product, the 1528 series. You guys know I love big sound. Well, Arndal's 1528 series has taken big to a whole new level. The Tower 8 is an absolute beast, 53 inches tall, 174 pounds, and engineered to perfection with time-aligned curved baffle. But it's not just about size, it's about the massive soundstage and clarity that these speakers deliver. Trust me, once you hear the 1528 series, there's no going back. Check out the link down in the description below. So this coming up week on Monday, we have a realtor coming out. They're going to do filming. They're going to take photographs. They're also going to do a drone kind of video going through every room of the house with the drone. So I'll share that video if I can once they get finished with that. The home will then go on the market on Thursday, and then we'll have our first open house on Saturday as well as Sunday. And so it's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic couple of weeks. My son, my daughter-in-law, my grandson have moved into our home for the next probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. They are closing on their new home. They're in the process of closing on their current home. So they're in transition. We're going to be in transition once we sell the home. Truthfully, we don't know exactly what the next step is. There's some options for us to maybe rent in Middleton where we'll be moving. We may buy a home that's already basically the model that we're looking at in Middleton called the Home Run. They do have 3 homes that are pretty much already built, and so we could purchase one of those homes, and then we wouldn't have to wait the 3 or 4 months or however long it takes to build a home. So there's that option, but we're just taking this a day at a time. Let's get the house sold, and then we'll have at least 30 days to figure out a plan and then go from there. But to say our life has been a little bit hectic over the past month, even less than that, maybe like past 3 weeks, is an understatement. But we're excited. We're really excited to move forward with Obsessed Home Theater. Several months ago, we launched the website and just went all in. And Rusty has moved him and his family down to Lady Lake, which is pretty close to Middleton, where we'll have a showroom eventually. And it's just been a cool process seeing all of us make this thing a priority. Like, we are going all in. I mean, we're willing to leave the home, the comforts of home that we've been here for 18 years in order to make this thing happen. And so that's how confident we are in what we are providing for the home theater community by providing curated products. And so if you're new to the channel, I've been creating content for 7 years on YouTube, mainly as a reviewer. So I'll receive products in the home theater space mostly and talk about my likes and dislikes of the product from a consumer's perspective. I never come across as the expert. I never come across as the source. I'm just one source. And yes, I've been in the industry, my goodness, since the days of Dolby Pro Logic. So I've been in home theater for pretty much a majority of my life. And I'm super passionate about it. And I love sharing my desire and my passion for home theater, whether it's in a dedicated home theater like I've got here, or in a living room or a bedroom or a bonus room, or even a garage space. So wherever you can build that home theater, I think it's amazing. And so Obsessed Home Theater, the premise of it is for me to continue to do what I've always done. Look for amazing products that I can recommend for you guys. And so I'll continue to get units in for review or testing or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care what the label is, but I want to find out, are these products good? If they're great, if these are amazing products, I don't care about the price. If it's an inexpensive product and it's amazing, I want to recommend it to you. If it's a medium kind of tier product and it's amazing, I want to recommend it. If it's expensive, I'm still going to recommend it. I know it's not going to meet everybody's budget, but there are some of you that can afford those things. So I want to make sure that I cover all of those price points. And so we're going to be continuing to look for great subwoofers, great speakers, great projectors, great cables, just every product that we would put in our home theater, lighting, flooring, automation, remotes, all of that. We want to chase and continue to seek out literally from now until forever. And so we will continue to build those products out, add them to obsessedhometheater.com website. Right now we have two brands. We've got Kaleidescape and we've got JTR. Both of those have been doing really well. Thank you to our customers. Thank you for those of you, some of you have bought JTR and you've never heard them in person, but you've heard me share my love for it and why I love them. You've heard from other people that have experienced my home theater, as well as some of our customers that have bought JTR, upgraded their systems, and they're just, ecstatic about what they've done in their own home theater. And so we're grateful to you. But we've been in a lot of meetings lately with other brands, and some brands take much longer. It's easy to become a dealer for a brand. It's much, much harder and more difficult and more challenges when you want to sell those products online. And so there's a lot of conversation that has to happen. But almost every brand that we talk to say, number one, they're grateful for the relationship that I've established with them. Many times they would say things like, the only reason why we're considering allowing you to sell our products online is because of our relationship with Michael. We know what you stand for. We know your values, and we know that you're going to honor the brand and you're going to take care of your customers. And so that's huge for me. I'm so, so grateful for those relationships that I've established over the past 7 years. And so that, there's definitely some hurdles. Sometimes there's even legal things. Sometimes there are things that we have to do on our end to get prepared. There's one brand in particular we're real close to launching, and it's a brand that I love, brand that I've been using in my own home theater. But to be able to do that online, there's just a lot of things legally that we need to make sure that we have in place. And so it'll still take us another month or two before we have that all wrapped up, and we can start talking about that on our website as well. But we know that the next step in an Obsessed Home Theater is for us to move our family. And one thing that I've just made a commitment to doing on this channel is just bringing you along my journey, my personal journey, my business journey. In the past 7 years, most of the content that I made on here has been just a review. And so sometimes if I didn't have anything to review, there may be 2 weeks or 3 weeks go by and I don't have a video for you. Most of the time not. Just about every week I've produced a video since 2018, one video a week. But now that I'm willing to share more of my life, share more of our struggles, share more of the challenges, share more of the business side of Obsessed Home Theater, my journey of moving and the decisions that we have to make. Do we sell the theater? Do we sell the components in the theater room with the sale of the house? Of course, I'm not doing that. Somebody would need to know what they're getting and willing to pay for just a turnkey solution, like to me, an in-game solution. And they're willing to pay for that because they know they don't have to climb in an attic. They know they don't have to pick out the equipment. They know that they don't have to just do all the headaches that come with building a home theater. I've already done that work for them. And so if they're willing to pay for that, if they're willing to see that value, absolutely, I'd sell the whole home theater just like it is, but I'm not giving it away. If somebody came and said, Michael, we'll give you $20,000 or $25,000 on top of your asking price, I'm going to tell them, unfortunately, no. I would say very politely, kick rocks. Some of you guys might have some other choice words, but I'm just not giving it away. It's taking me too long to build my theater. So if the right person came along, sure, I'd sell it because I'd have to rebuy the same equipment. That's another question you guys have asked me is if I were to sell my theater with the house, what would I upgrade? What would I change? And honestly, there's not a lot that I would do differently. It has taken me a long time to get to these particular components, and there's not too many things that I want to change. I might go with towers for JTR, and the main reason that I went with the monitor size in my theater room now is because I don't have the space for a rack. In the new house, we would have pretty much a dedicated room for a rack. And so that would get all of the equipment outside the room. And so then I wouldn't have to have any of that up front. So then I could go with towers. Versus this house, I had to build the platform. We had a section at the bottom, which is where all my AV gear goes. And so that meant that I had to raise up the speakers. And you really don't want the tweeter of a tower being up so high that it's way above your ears. And so by going with a monitor, brought that monitor down about ear level. And so we're super pumped. It's, like I said, it's been kind of a wild ride, but we're excited. And I'm grateful for all of you that have been an encouragement, honestly, to me and to Jessica, saying, man, we're excited about what you're doing. We're grateful for the content that you make. And I'm just super humbled to be able to do what I love, to be able to chase audio, to be able to chase video, to be able to find those amazing products. One of those amazing products that we saw, or at least potentially amazing products, and around the affordable mark, was Valerian. We were at CES briefly, just one day, and we went into the Valerian booth. And prior to that, I had no desire to look at these, what they're calling lifestyle projectors. They're the little squares. They just looked odd. They weren't your typical big projector. And I just thought they were going to be cheap and look just terrible. And so surprisingly enough, we go into the room and I'm like, holy cow. Like, this lifestyle projector is producing a 220-inch image. And that's just impressive in itself. Like, I'm not sure my JVC could do that. And so I'm like, man, that's interesting. And so to be able to have a projector in the $3,000, $4,000 range, depending on the model, this might be a good fit for Obsessed Home Theater. So I've reached out to Valerian. They're going to send me the Pro 2 unit. And then later on, when the Max comes out, I think that's in April, they're going to send me one of those too. And I'd love to be able to put them side by side, compare them. Another brand reached out to me and they want to send me, I think it's the Hisense C2 Ultra, I believe is the model. Again, I'd love to put them side by side and say, okay, what do you get? They're both about the same price, $3,000. And let's see if it'd be a good fit for y'all. And if it's a quality product, makes a really nice image. I don't want something that looks like garbage. There's no reason to recommend that to you. But also realize not everybody's got the funds for a Sony projector or a JVC projector, or even some of the Epsons that are $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 and up with the new series that just came out. So we know that we need an affordable solution as well. And so that may fit the bill. And so I'm going to chase that for you guys. And our goal as Obsessed Home Theaters, we want to do the work for you. We realize that most consumers are not going to be able to have the ability to purchase multiple items, multiple of the same, let's say projectors, 2 or 3 projectors, compare them and figure out which one's the best, in that range of price range. We have the ability to do that. We can buy these, or we can request from the manufacturers to send us some to test and to compare. And if they're willing to do that, then I would love to be able to share that information with you and then figure out, hey, if it's a great product, now we're going to reach out to that brand and say, hey, we love your product. We would love to become a dealer. What does that look like? And can we sell that, and particularly online on our website and through obsessedhometheater.com? And so just some super cool stuff that's happening. Like I said, we've got several brands in the works that we're in conversation with. We had several, I think there was 3 meetings last week. And so we're really excited about that. And so I'm one of those guys, I would rather not tell you who those are just in case they fall through. But once we know and once we're locked in, then absolutely you'll hear about it here on the channel. But we're incredibly pumped about 2025. 2024 was amazing. Your love and support of Obsessed Home Theater. Many of you bought our t-shirts. We've got gray ones. We've got a light gray, a dark gray. We've got black. And then we've got a minimalist. So it'd be basically this little logo right here, just on the chest piece. So not the big logo right here. So if you want something more simplistic. So many of you have bought our t-shirts, many of you have ordered JTR, and many of you have ordered Kaleidescape. So we're super grateful of that. And if you need anything home theater wise, reach out to me. Send me an email at youthman@obsessedhometheater.com. Sometimes we're a dealer for something, but we don't have it on the website yet. And so we're still building that, but feel free to reach out to me. But like I said, lots of exciting things that are happening. So this week is we've decluttered our home. Another thing I may do possibly, let me know if you'd be interested in this. I would love, more than anything, I'd love for one of you guys to buy our home, to be honest with you. I think that would be super amazing for one of my followers that is passionate about home theater to buy our home. Even if you don't buy the gear in there, you'd still get a cool cabinet. We can work something out. Maybe I'll leave the screen for you or whatever, because it's custom to that cabinet. But anyway, we can have a conversation on that. But if you're even remotely interested, reach out to me, youthman@obsessedhometheater.com. But if you're interested, I may do like a walkthrough of the home. Depending on what they make in the video, that may be just easy enough to say, hey, here's a walkthrough that way. But I may do one personally. Rusty let me borrow his Osmo Pocket 3. And so this is a little camera, 4K camera with a gimbal. And so I might actually kind of take you guys, give you a tour of our whole home, just kind of tell you what's in the home and the size and everything. And that way, if you're interested, you can hit me up. But like I said, the house goes on the market on Thursday. And so if I make that video, more than likely it'll be then. But I do have a trip coming up. Brad and I, this is where it's going to get a little complicated for me selling a home. Brad and I are heading out to Texas. We're going to Dallas for just 2 days. We fly in Wednesday afternoon. We're going to film a little bit Wednesday night, probably do most of the B-roll, going to a gorgeous, gorgeous home theater. Let me grab something. I'll show you. So check this out. This home theater is where we're headed. Van Cave Theater. Look at that, guys. This gentleman, Robert, sent me a book of his whole home theater. just kind of showing the journey there. I cannot wait to experience this, to capture his story, to let Robert share about, why he chose certain things. It's an incredible high-end home theater, and this was designed and built by Paradise Home Theater. So they're sponsoring the trip. They're flying me and Brad out to check this out. And so we'll be gone Wednesday and Thursday, and then we come back Thursday night. So it'll be a really quick trip. But you can see just what did that say? 200 and I thought it said 194 inches. I'm reading it backwards. So we're super pumped about that. So just some cool content that's coming your way here on the channel in the middle of us trying to move. So that just makes it super challenging, but we're still having fun though. And that's really what this is all about. Sharing my love and passion for home theater, providing inspiration, whether it's, going to a super high-end home theater. Yes, most of us couldn't afford that. I can't afford that, but I can still appreciate it. I was watching Matt's video today. He and Rusty and some friends went out to a track, and they're driving their GT3s, their Porsches on this track. And even though I don't have a Porsche, I can still appreciate that. And so I love seeing cool home theaters, even ones that I can't afford, because I still get ideas from it. There are things that they do in their home theater, and you guys watching on the other end, you may see something and go, man, I like the way they did this, but you may have to scale it down. Maybe use less expensive theater seating, but you liked why they went that direction. And so anyway, so that's going to be a fun trip, but lots going on in the middle of this chaos. But like I said, I'm just going to bring you guys along the journey with me. And so thank you so much for your support in 2024. And ever since I started YouTube 7 years ago, so I'm super grateful for you. Also incredibly grateful for my patrons. Patrons are ones that allow me to do even more content. We meet pretty much once or twice a month. We do Zooms together. We hang out together. We build deep relationships and friendships. And so I'm grateful for you guys that continue to show your support on Patreon. But it's going to be an incredible year, guys. I hope you're along for the ride. We're going to have a blast, but we're also going to find some really, really awesome products. And then once we move to Middleton, there'll be all kinds of new content. I'll be rebuilding my home theater. I'll be documenting that entire journey. We'll be building out Rusty's home theater, building out Matt's home theater. We've got a friend and client of ours, Joe's. We're going to build out a living room home theater. We're going to be building out some theaters in the Middleton area and in the Villages area near Ocala. And so, again, we're just going to have all kinds of cool content for you coming this year. So appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. Hope you have an incredible week. God bless. Catch you in the next one.